Okay, welcome everyone. So, this is going to be a bit of a fun one, but I want to explain something first. So, this is the top 10 DokkanFestival TUR. So, before we start, this list doesn't include DokkanFest EZA. So, STR base form cooler, AGL metal cooler, in Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, they are not here because this only includes normal DFA TUR, not EZA. No LRs, no banner units, only DokkanFest TUR who have got no EZA. So I hope this is clear. And of course remember, this is my opinion. Of course I believe in what I say, and I think from my opinion that this list is correct, it's fair, but it's not, I'm not saying like 4 is better than 5 and if you think otherwise you're an idiot, or something like that. 5 is better than 4 and if you think otherwise you're an idiot. Of course you can have different opinions. This is my personal top 10. So here at 10 we have Tech Pan. So Pan is a good unit. Of course every unit in this top 10 is a good unit. For being even top 10 or even top 15 you need to be good. So Pan is good. She's a good unit. My problem with Pan is basically the type of unit that she is. I don't like offensive units. I don't like a unit which is doing like 10 million attack stats but then is dying to a super attack. And that's not my playstyle. I like to tank, to revive, to guard, to dodge supers. I like to win fights while surviving it, not blitzing with damage, because I found that damage is not always the solution. They get power creep faster, they do less in the meta, they are simply not fun for me. So in my opinion, Pan has too many problems just because of the type of unit that she is. She doesn't have the Goku she needs to be good, and you have basically forced to run dead weight in her team to work. Her banner unit, which is the Int Trunks and Giru, is not good enough, so it's basically a mess. Again, she's solid, she's a good unit. Her active skill can do insane damage and is probably the second powerful attack in the game, with the first being the Supernova of LR Form Cooler, probably. So you can destroy enemy with the, how is call it, Ace in the All Kamehameha. It's very powerful, just it's not my type of unit, and I think it's the probably the 2022 unit as of the moment, which is going to age basically faster, because after she attacks she have only attack and defense for her tanking abilities. She's forced in slot 1. It's not my type of unit. I personally don't like the unit, but again the unit is good, so she deserves to be here. Next we have the Tech Android, so Android 17 and Android 18 at number 9. So the Tech Android, they are one of my favorite units personally. They're one of the only, let's say, pre 200% meta on this list. What I like about them is just they are not the typical unit. They are not, okay, I have, I don't know, 500% attack and 200% defense, or they are not just crit additional dodge. They are a bit different. They are nuker, which create their own orbs, and I like the fact that they change orbs to tech besides tech, so you can save 7-8 tech orbs and you know you're only going to add orbs to them. So it's, I found that it's somehow reliable and easy to get them orbs. After this, they again nuke. They get, other than their 35% attack and defense per tech key spear obtained, they get 70% attack with 7 key spear and 80% defense with 8 key spear, so they can have a really solid stats, but you're not running them for attack and defense. You're running them for two things. One, nullification. They nullify every Ki Blast super attack directed at them as long as your HP is 35% or more. So basically you can nullify every single Ki Blast in the game. At the moment, Ki Blast is pretty much one of the most used super attack in the game, and AoE Broly, AGL Broly, AGL Metal Cooler, Int Omega Shenron, all of them uses Ki Blast super. Even the STR scene in the Omega fight use a Ki Blast super. And the androids seals too. They seal on their 12 keep, and the first phase of Omega can be sealed. So if you can seal with them, you can basically have this unit invulnerable to super attack in the entire fight of Omega. It's a bit risky, but it can work. So they have utility in Super Battle Road too, thanks to the sealing. Other than that, you're running them for their active skill, which is basically Pycon's Ghost Usher, but with less limitation. For Pycons, the enemy needs to be above 50% HP. For the androids, it needs to be above 35% HP. So it's the same thing, just with a little bit of more HP that the enemy can be down thanks to the androids. So very good unit. They can do solid damage, they can have solid defense even against normal attacks. They can tank maybe with 1 dupe or 2. So I love this unit, I really like them, they are unique. They are starting to get power creeped, yes, but they are very good. They are still very good, and yeah, that's what I need to say about them. So next we have the new DokkanFestival Tech Bardock. So this is a bit of a, I found, controversial unit, because when they released his basically details, I see a lot of people saying that he sucks. That's not true. I did the pro and cons video about him, you can find it on channel, and again I was saying he's good, he's just not on par with units released now, and that's still true. But I found, between videos and between just more time to read the kit, to see the units in game, I found that it's pretty good, just because of the fact that he can help the team out while doing solid damage, while tanking normal attacks, while having a solid active skill. He can be a solid unit. I think he's going to age worse than the androids, but at the moment, considering 200% leader skill, considering his basically raw attack and defense are higher than the androids, and you have utility with Scouter and Rainbow Changing for 5 turns, I consider at the moment Bardock better, just because he can help you out more than the entrance in my opinion, just because again he's a real leader, while the androids no. Bardock leads Goku family solid figures, and while solid figures is pretty bad, Goku's family is one of the best category in the game, so you can have that. And you have the fact that Bardock helps in short fights, and at the moment, besides Cell Max and besides Broly, all the other fights in the game that are really important are short. So Metal Cooler, in Final Form Cooler, they are all short. The Metal Cooler Core is all short fights, and Bardock having 5 turns of Scouter can really help. If you have Bardock in slot 7, you have until turn 7 of Scouter, which can be really important against this boss fight. So I consider Bardock to be a really good unit. Maybe at 55% it's going to be a bit iffy, but I like Bardock. I think it's very good. So next we have the STR Goku / Gohan. Now this unit, I have controversial opinion about this unit. First off, I like them. They are a good unit. I think this unit sometimes they shine, sometimes they are a disappointment. Now the first, and I will say it's weird because when they are going to shine the most, then there is something that blocks them. So for example, the leader skill. We have Super Saiyan Sengoku family 3K 170. That's incredible. That's amazing. Stupendous. You have a gigantic roster with basically every single thing you need in basically every single type of event in the game. You have everything in this leader skill. But then the 30% is for Android / Shell Saga, which basically kills the leader skill because the 90% of the units you're going to have are from other sagas. So that really sucks for them. I was saying, basically from the day of their release, their 200% should be entrusted with. That will be really better. But anyway, their leader skill is still good. The problem is the 200%. Now Goku. Goku is underrated. I have lost many times because of Goku. Sometimes I've said that I hate Goku just because I'm losing out of Goku. But still I want to separate my in-game experience from like reading the unit. Goku have a 50% chance to dodge after he supers. I think that's stupid because it shouldn't need to be like after he supers. It should be 50% chance to dodge. Stop. I can understand like them saying maybe then he will be too good, maybe on release, but even now 50% chance to dodge baseline and he will be still really good but not the best you are. So I think they could have done that. So now Goku stacks attack. So you can say you can be Goku, stack attack as much as you want, and then you can exchange with Gohan. The problem is after the 5th turn, the 50% chance to dodge of Goku becomes 30%. That's unreliable. You can't rely on 30% chance to dodge. You have to exchange. So now we have another problem. For exchange we have Goku needing to do 3 super attacks in order to exchange with Gohan. But Goku doesn't have built-in additional. So you, and I want to be very specific about this, you have to build Goku with additional. I've seen people saying crit. Crit is absolutely the worst choice you can make for this Goku. And there are many reasons about this. First, his super attack effect. Raises attack, this is an infinite stack. Raises defense for 1 turn and 50% chance to stun. If you do this twice in a turn, you get 2 stacks of attack, 2 30% defense and 2 chances to stun, other than making Gohan exchanging first. So you have got to give additional to Goku, because both in long events and in short events we are going to get value out of additional. So Goku can reach solid stats in his passive. His link set is solid, even if I have to say sometimes I've struggled with key, because if we take a look at his link set, we have Golden Warrior, which is 1 key, we have Saiyan Warrior Race attack, All in the Family defense, Super Saiyan attack, Kamehameha attack, Prepare for Battle key +2 attack and defense, and First Battle, which gives attack. So this Goku have only 2 killings, which gives 3 ki. This Goku doesn't have ki in his passive, neither Gohan. So without support, with both Golden Warrior and Prepare for Battle active, you're going to start at 9 ki. If you don't have Golden Warrior active, that can be a problem. So I found sometimes Goku struggle with ki. Same thing goes for Gohan. Category are good, you have a lot of category, then you can exchange. That's when things start to change, but not really. So we have Gohan. Now Gohan. The problem with Gohan is we have a unit who come out on like turn 7, turn 8, turn 6, maybe turn 9 if you are unlucky, that needs to take hits in order to be tankier. That's a problem. I found many times that Gohan can take a lot of damage in the first hit that he receives, because then he gets additional defense in order of how many hits he receives. And again, I've found Gohan can take a lot of damage in the first 2 hits that he takes. Then Gohan have a 70% chance to dodge and counter, basically Ki Blast Super. The problem is it's a dodge and counter, it's not a nullification, so Gohan can't counter AGL Broly or AoE Broly. I've had many runs in which this Gohan takes 200k from AoE Broly, which is very good. In a vacuum, 200k from AoE Broly is very good. But if you know that your unit have a 70% chance to dodge and counter that, but he can't because the enemy cancels dodge, then it starts to be bad. So Gohan is good, it's a very good unit, but again the problem is he needs to build up in Goku to exchange, then you go to Gohan, then you can take some damage, and then the most important thing, you need to get the hit in Gohan, you need to get it 6 times. But the problem is you need to do it in 3 turns. If you can't do that for whatever reason, you kill the boss is not attacking in slot 1 and you can't float Gohan because you're going to kill him. For whatever reason you can't do it, Gohan is a sitting duck. If you can't have Gohan guarding, he's pointless. His defense is not enough. His attack is solid, but he doesn't have crit, he doesn't have additionals, neither super effective against all types, so his damage is only solid. You need to have the guard with Gohan, so you need to have a bit of luck to use this unit. Basically every single turn, until you have Gohan fully built up and you have all ready. So basically you can start to be a bit safer with this unit from like turn 11-12. After you exchange, after you fully build up Gohan, after you go again on rotation when it's fully built up, then you can be safe. Because then Gohan starts to be very good. It only takes too much time, and it's not like, okay, it takes too much time, but like turn 7 is still good. No, you need... Gohan is very good only when it's fully built up, and you have his guard. So it's a really long process that takes time and RNG every single time. So very good unit, but have problems. So next we have Tech Ultimate Gohan. Now, yeah, he's very high on here. I think he deserves it. I think he's better than every other unit we've seen until now. And I think this because, okay, if we take the STR Dokkan Gohan we talked a minute ago, we have turn 11 the STR Gohan. He's going to have very good defense, guard, and 8-9 million attack. The problem is, we are talking about turn 9, 10, 11, or whatever turn is. But even then, the STR Gohan is static. You have turn 10, that Gohan is doing 700k defense with 8 million attack stats. Turn 12 is doing the same thing. Turn 13 is doing the same thing, and so on. Tech Ultimate Gohan is not going to stop. He's always going to increase his damage and his defense. And I found with the STR Goku and Gohan, especially if you are low on health, he's not really tanky. But Gohan doesn't have problem. The thing with Gohan is he's a 2020 unit, and the good thing is he doesn't have chance. It's not maybe I'm doing this, maybe I'm doing that. If I do these 3 things, then I do this, or if I have this number of allies, I do these other things. Gohan is just, I want to super attack, and that's it. For make an example, the AGL Super Saiyan Duo is dropped in the worldwide celebration. Then for exchange, want to do 3 supers and get it 7 times. It's just an example. While Tech Gohan, he just want to super. You put him in slot 1, turn 1, before attacking he can take some damage. That's true. But that's aging. It's not really... For me it's not a problem. It's not like a very criticism when you say like, okay, Gohan can take damage turn 1. Yeah, but the other units on this list will die in the same situation as Gohan will take some damage. That's the point. But then you have turn 3, turn 5, turn 7, in which Gohan is going to take always less damage. He's going to heal a lot with same type orbs. He's going to not struggle with ki just because link level update and his passive which give him 3 ki. Gohan is very easy to use. You're not going to struggle using him. You don't have to go with 15 different things of RNG, luck and orbs, partners and everything for him to work. You just need to put him in slot 1 and he works fine. That's it. And then something that people underrate is his transformation. You have Ultimate Gohan. He have super effective against all types. Now he have a condition for this, but you can have it. So you can have Gohan stacking for a bit and then doing a 7 million, 8 million, 9, I've seen even some 10 million. Super effective against all types. From him basically being untouchable. So again, I think he deserves to be here, and maybe he's going to outage the unit which is in front of him and being better. I think it's possible. I don't think now, but it's something that can be real in like 4 or 5 months. So next we have Int Majin Vegeta, and this guy, now I don't have Majin Vegeta, so I'm talking just from using him as a friend and seeing videos. I don't have Majin Vegeta, so I like the design. I like that he's a unit that is based to tank supers, to tank normals, to be slot 1 unit, and I like his animations. Intro is fantastic, active skill is very good. The problem with this guy, I call it problem, it's not really a problem. Let me pass this word. The problem with Majin Vegeta is 1, damage. He doesn't do damage. He's very weak damage wise. Unless you are under 88% HP, and I will say 1 do per 2 is needed. But the problem is Majin Vegeta doesn't have neither crit or additionals or super effective or disables enemy guard. Literally nothing that helps his damage. He's doing his attack and that's it. So his damage is pretty pathetic, I would say. Again, if you're not under 88% HP and you have again 1 view per 2. So this guy can be really tanky. He needs orbs, he needs 6 orbs, which is something they always do for Super Saiyan 2 characters. I don't really know why, but he needs 6 orbs, which he can create when you're under 88% HP. But if you don't have that, it's not really impossible, but it's kinda hard to get it. But then you need a Trunks for him having 30% damage reduction. Now when he released, so March of 2022, that was a problem, because I would argue the best Trunks in the game when he released was the AGL Trunks, which is just a solid unit, I would say. Decent unit. But now the best unit in the game is Trunks. So that changes. The LR Vegeta and Trunks is, in my opinion, at the moment the best unit in the game. So you can have this guy with Vegeta and Trunks and you're fine. You put them in slot 1, you put him in slot 2, you can't die in that rotation. You basically can't die in the rotation of Vegeta and Trunks and this guy. So he's really good. I like him. I hope I can pull him soon. But again, damage is pathetic, defense is very good, but you need 6 orbs in order for him to be good defensively. And you need Vegeta and Trunks for having the rotation and needing the Trunks that you need on the team for him. Other than that, he's fantastic. Next we have AGL Ginyu. Now AGL Ginyu, in my opinion, has not aged. He's not weak than he was before. He's not overrated. Ginyu is that good. Now Ginyu does a lot of things. You have defensive stacking, support, super effective against all types, possibility of triple supering. You have everything basically in his base form. And I don't know, they did something with him that they never done before. They created basically a team around him that they released, because they did the 2 banner units, Rekumen Guldo and Jason Burter. They did the free-to-play physical Ginyu LR and the tech Ginyu, which came out a couple of months later. So you have an entire team ready for Ginyu. You have the slot 1 unit, Rekumen Guldo. You have him as a slot 2 unit. You have the support. You have the free-to-play LR, which also support. So you have a situation in which the team is so smooth, so cohesive, so perfect. It's insane. Then you can exchange starting from the 4th turn when HP is 70% or less. You can basically take Goku's body and become Ginyu Goku. You have healing, you have stacking attack, you have still the additional as before, you have dodge, crit, scouter. Ginyu does a lot of things and he does everything pretty well. So he's basically, I don't know, I will say unique for the fact that he's doing everything that he does, he's doing in a really good way. For example, the Tech Android, they have start of turn attack and defense, then they are nuking, but their stats themselves are not really impressive anymore. Ginyu is still capable of doing like triple 10 million with 50% chance to crit, with 1 million defense. He can do amazing stats while having tech. So dodge, scouter, healing. He's not just that but no stats. He has both. For this is so good because he has both, and he have a partner and he have a team which can help him and make him great. This guy is great. Next we have Gemma 2. Now I will say here, Gamma 2 is not my type of unit. I don't like Gamma 2 personally as a unit. As I say, I'm not the biggest fan of offensive units. They are just not my type of unit. Gamma 2 is a bit different, because Gamma 2, if he was exactly as he is, but you remove the last 2 lines of his passive, he will not be here. He will be below Ginyu, even below Majin Vegeta, and maybe Tech Gohan. Because he's literally only stats. You have the intro, defense, additionals, that then he loses, attack and defense, other attack, attack and defense with crits, and an additional. That's it. If you remove the last 2 lines for Gamma 2, in my opinion, he's 10 times worse. The last 2 lines are all allies, Ki 2 and 30% attack, and high chance of nullifying Ki Blast supers. So basically this guy support, he can nullify supers, and then you have damage dealer. For me, he's saved, thanks for the last 2 things. Without that, I will completely take him out of this spot, this 3rd spot. But considering as he is now, he's doing impressive offense with defense, which can be really solid. He's still going to die from like Metal Cooler Core or into Mega Shenron if he doesn't nullify. But then you have, again, nullification, and you have support. I'm not the biggest fan of only attack and Ki support. I prefer Ki and defense, but he's still support, he's still nice. And the damage that he can do is really good, but the good thing about him is that he's not a damage dealer without something. He's a damage dealer which also supports the damage of the team, which also gives Ki, which also nullifies Ki Blast supers. That's why he's so high. Just because he can do different role on a team. He can be the guy who maybe does 3 supers in a turn and does 50% health of the enemy, but then he nullifies the super, but then he helps, I don't know, the floater enter date to do some damage more. I just want to make you guys understand. He can help the team out in more ways other than I do damage. And that's the most important thing for me. You need to help the team out. So here's that. And then we have the I don't know how to really call him. So Kid Goku. He's the 2nd TUR in my opinion. He's my favorite between 1, 2 and 3. He's my favorite. Just because his design is something that we haven't seen really. I like what they did with him. He was the first guy to introduce the triple leader scheme, so he leads DB Saga, Youth and Exploding Rage, which are bad categories, but if you put 3 bad categories together, you can have a solid team. Kid Goku does a lot of things, and he does it really well. He supports, he gives Youth and Dragon Ball Saga 2Ki 50% attack and defense, it's a lot. He creates Rainbow Ki Spheres without limitations. He's a nuker. He gets crit and damage reduction per Rainbow Ki Sphere. He gets additional defense with 3 Ki Spheres and additional... Cool, okay. The important thing is the last line of his passive. All allies, chance of performing a critical hit 8% and damage received reduced by 8% with 7 or more Ki Sphere payments. That's it. That's the real part of the unit in my opinion. This guy is amazing for the fact that he supports in like 4 different ways. He supports with raw stats, with Ki, with crit, and with damage reduction.
And at the moment he's the only unit in the game who does that. The only unit in the game who gives damage reduction to allies is him. So that's an immense point for him. I love this unit. I think they did an amazing job with him. Animation looks cool. The kit is very good. He can do like triple 10 million while having almost 40% damage reduction and 600k defense while supporting, while giving ki and creating orbs. This guy is amazing. He's really incredible. And at the moment I have him at 2. I can see myself putting this guy at 1. Not at the moment, but I can see myself doing it. So at 1 we have, I think it's obvious, Gamma 1. So I have Gamma 1 as the best TUR in the game at the moment. So Gamma 1 is similar to Gamma 2, but they decided to make Gamma 1 the superior one. It's very easy for me. His support is better. He gives defense instead of offense. For me it's automatically better. Instead of having crit chance, he has damage reduction. He guards for 4 turns. He again supports. His counter is worse than the one of Gamma 2. Gamma have a 50% chance of nullifying Ki Blast. Gamma 1 have a 70% chance to counter, so dodge and counter unarmored super, which are starting to be more common, but they are not Ki Blast at the moment. But Gamma 1 is amazing. Gamma 1 can tank really well, can do solid damage, and again he supports. His leader skill is really good. Movie Heroes is, at the moment I will say that Movie Heroes is the best team in the game. Bond of Parent and Child have the best roster, the best category completely, but Movie Heroes is the best team at the moment. And Gamma 1 is an amazing leader. He gives ki, he gives defense. After he's fully built up, linked with Gamma 2, unless you're an AGL enemy, you can't do shit to this guy. So he's really good. His damage is solid, and he's just different from basically all the other guys. Gamma 1, Kid Goku, and Gamma 2 are a step above all the other guys. They are a step above every one of them. Everyone. Because Gamma 1 does things in a really easy way. You need him to get it, but he's guarding and he gets damage reduction, so it's very easy to do it. And he doesn't need Gamma 2 to be at his best. He's better with Gamma 2, but it's not needed. Gamma 1 can work alone. While for Gamma 2 I will say Gamma 1 is more needed, Gamma 1 is fine. He's better with Gamma 2, but he can work even without him. So at the moment I have Gamma 1 as the best TUR in the game. Now remember, these are my opinions. Now I just want to make the complete list and make it more easy to read, and then we can finish off. So here is the top 10 in a more easy way to read. I hope you guys like it, and I hope I was clear in my statement and in what I was saying. And I don't know guys, let me know your top 10 if you want to tell me, and I see you guys next time. Bye.